we will see, is South America more than just a one-team region? I think all of us believe that that is not the case, but now let's see if the results can start to match.
And the other key thing to note is that both teams need minimum one game here in this series to guarantee a matchup against an APAC team or a Sub-Saharan Africa team tomorrow, as both Sub-Saharan Africa teams and both APAC teams have been swept. So our other 4 losers, should they all at least take a game today, will be matched up against those 4 underdogs in round 2. And that's a much easier matchup than being dealt, you know, one of each other, which could happen as the seeding determines a tie break there if you get swept. So neither team can really afford to get swept here, but of course they're both thinking about the win.
I think you definitely want to avoid the club and 0-1 if you possibly can.
Veloce in there, Pioneers, they're playing right now in the A stream. Loser of that is definitely going to be a tough round 2 matchup.
Well, let's get ourselves into the nitty-gritty of this one, and we have seen SMPR with a lot of offense to start us off. No real chances to follow it, but this might be their first, and it certainly will be. Goal for Casio as Team Secret run out of players on the goal line.
Yeah, great finish by Casio here. The corner wall pass finds him in the middle, times his arrival to perfection. Team Secret with just a bit of a gap at the back, not able to close the door in the near post shot.
Team Secret, I'm looking forward to seeing, again, a transition game. How can they get themselves out of positions like this? They haven't done it yet. SMPR have been all over them offensively. Send a couple of players over to the corner, pop the ball out, but Casio keeps that pressure on. Team Secret just look a step or 2 behind, and this is where you start to look towards the boost amount. Can't afford to start running low. As well, that's yeah, okay.
Yeah, you mentioned it there, looking at the boost amounts. Well, looks like they were aware of the potential problem that boost could pose, but Math turns to grab the back corner, expecting at absolute worst a 50-50 there, and the miss leads to another goal for SMPR. SMPR have been all over them here. They're just breaking them down, just consistently getting 50-50s at worst. Team Secret have got to be careful with their rotations here. That's a good chance. Sad just deflecting off the crossbar. Shawset's able to run it clear. He's got a bit of space actually, with Sad chasing him down from behind.
Yeah, and if you know anybody is going to be able to transition the ball, it is Shawset. For any criticisms that can be levied across them. Oh, okay. This, shall we say, there's been a couple of whoopsies from either side to start us off.
Indeed, that is a big blunder from Casio. He thought he could get up the back wall and half volley that ball as it bounces. But you've got to be careful there, because you do lose a lot of speed while you're transitioning from the floor to the wall. It looks like he just didn't take that into account. Either that or he, you know, mistimed it completely, which would be extremely bizarre at this level. Of course, this is the first game on these in this setting. You know, the few teams today have been shaky in the opening game, and I think this is really beneficial that they've got the wild card. It's going to be 3 exotic punches, another one in for SMPR. And it didn't take much. Casio just lobs it down the middle. There's a gap at the back once again for Team Secret. Math going early on the pre-jump. Slow shot from exotic goes through.
And for SMPR, I think that's really important as well, because they did start off so well. They were outclassing Team Secret, but they gave up a very, very weak goal. I'm sure that they would be quite in agreement with me on that one. And you don't want to just lose half your work off something that bad. So at least they do get to re-establish their 2-goal lead. But for Team Secret, they'll be looking at the way this performance has gone as we see a team bump over in the corner that invites SMPR right back in. This is not the Team Secret that I and many others have got accustomed to seeing. They are being styled on by SMPR.
Wow. I mean, SMPR, again, are just efficiently beating their opponents to the ball. That's a great beat by Shawset. Demo connects from Casio as well. And an easy finish. Shawset's having a great laugh at this one. They're looking across each other, Shawset and Exotic, after every goal. You're a lot of talk going on between the goals, but they can't have been expecting this strong of a start.
Here's Math, ends up leaving it for Night Shot, top bins.
Okay.
2 goals more needed, but Team Secret ramping up of the kickoff.
Yeah, Night key play there to demo his man before advancing. Looks like he actually did pick up enough boost there to slam the ball top corner. Still a long way to go, exactly half the game remaining. Team Secret have been pretty clinical with their opportunities. Problem has been defense. They've just conceded far too many chances.
6 goals in only 2.5 minutes. An offensive spectacle, I feel, from both these teams. They go back into the midfield. Sad does boom long. Castillo made a mistake here earlier on. Not going to find the same troubles with the backboard clear. Math still sticking with it. Almost got past Shostet, but instead Shostet powering the ball back down the field. Trying to find Math, but that was really hopeful, and that was such a loose ball that gives Semper the opportunity to try and break away.
Semper doing what they need to do in this matchup. I think they understand the defensive weaknesses that Team Secret have got. They're not taking big risks, they're not going for big plays, they're just dissecting them with simple Rocket League. Trying to right or wrong, actually, Semper's only matchup that they have on record against a South American team this season is a loss, where they played against Furia. They're trying to fix that here, and I think so far they're doing pretty well. If they can keep this up, Secret are going to need to step up their game.
Yeah, this is one of those ones that if we stick like this and get towards the end of this game with the result intact, we'll ask, all right, what was Semper doing well? It was just good Rocket League. Fundamental Rocket League, doing it at their best. We do get the ball on the line, and Shostet will bundle the ball over, give them that 3-goal lead. And outside of a calamity, Semper should have this game won.
Yeah, with 1 minute to go, now it is pretty beyond Team Secret. They've been taking a ton of risks with their midfield play already, so I expect that to continue. Of course, that's a necessity when you're down by 3 with a minute to go. The mistakes came much earlier in this game. No reason to be leaving big gaps at the back and just giving free routes on net to Semper. They've got to at least force Semper to work for their goals. Semper did not need to do that this time around. And I tell a lie, actually. I told you Semper are trying to right or wrong here. In fact, they beat Furia in the fall split, so they're trying to go 2-0 against the South American opponents. Of course, fall split was playing with Archie. Now it's with Exotic, but the results so far looking pretty similar.
I think Semper sort of sharing out the duties a little bit more regarding overall ball play. Originally, that was Archie's job. We expected Exotic to almost be like a one-to-one fill-in for that sort of position. Instead, now, I think they sort of realize that that's not how this works. The infield pass comes in, Shostet tasked with getting in the way. And at least against Team Secret, the transitions have been really good. Shostet, big enough just to put off the shot. I do like the way they pre-jumped it because it made the shot feel like it had to be as close to the post as it possibly could have done, and the accuracy not quite there. That is game 1 for Semper.
I'm expecting a pace change for game number 2 from Team Secret. That's a great goal to finish things off. Nothing more than consolation for the South Americans. With Semper's play style being just about consistency in the midfield, just trying to keep the ball in awkward positions, Team Secret have got to take the fight to them. If they sit back in defense, they're leaving themselves vulnerable to bumps. They're leaving themselves vulnerable to demos, having their boost stolen. And it's a historical fact that has remained true for South America over the years. They just don't play comfortably in defense. And even Furia, not so known for their defense as they are their unbelievable offensive power. So Team Secret have got to fight for that midfield. They've got to take the fight to Semper here, try to start using their mechanics to force mistakes out of their opponents, because Semper is solid, and this is a great look for them early on, but they've not been tested.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily describe this as a clean game of Rocket League from even either side. Semper had a couple of mistakes that they will want to get sorted out. But overall for Team Secret, it's about disrupting the status quo. The more chaotic, the more almost sort of gross the Rocket League looks on the field, the better it is for Team Secret, because Semper, historically, don't react well. They're not a reactionary team. They know what they want. They want that play to go exactly how they imagine it, and when it doesn't, things start to get a bit iffy.
Yeah, right now I'm loving the vibes that Semper have had on the stage, though. Exotic and Shostet just having a conversation, looking across at each other, and Shostet's quite a shy character, and he always has been. It's good to see him coming out of his shell a little bit here. That's something that is so important on a LAN environment, as we've seen throughout the season. Teams have crumbled under the pressure of a reverse sweep at times when the vibes go wrong, but it's just good vibes and good goals from Semper. The kickoff goes in their favor. Castillo able to get past Math here, and then 1v1 sat at the near post.
Castillo didn't even have to slow down or break or anything. That was just part of the route, and the ball was delivered to him on a plate. Finished the job off 3 seconds into game number 2. And again, the kickoff going in the favor of Semper. Castillo now off the wall. Saw the early play there from Matt, realized that he was going to get bumped if he just stayed still. Semper have got players everywhere. Maybe not the best clear this time around. It's the first time Maths are really going to have a chance to set something up off the ceiling. And you just saw 3 players already in waiting. Let's send the first missile and get rid of it.
I like that idea, though, from Team Secret. Those big plays are something that they are capable of, and it's a style that they're going to need to do to force SMPR out of their comfort zone. Because when it comes to the standard Rocket League, SMPR are perfectly happy to do this for 7 games if need be. Secret have got to make this weird. They've got to make this scary. They've got to use their mechanics to get SMPR to panic in key moments.
Especially when you've got a player like Castillo around here who has spent a lot of his career on teams that are very good at maintaining a level and keeping that consistency up the entire time, waiting for your mistakes. That hasn't been what SMPR have had to do here. But it's something that they are capable of, should that be a necessity. Math looking for a way out, does find it. Exotic now called it into action, goes for the backboard, realizes Knight has to get up to it. He does exactly that. But a little bit of a boost check there from SMPR. And why not? Because you look at the boost right now of Team Secret, it's not amazing. They're a couple of plays away from just being completely out of it. Good flick, but this is the confidence of SMPR. How often do you see rotations cut by them that aggressively?
Yeah, SMPR know they've got to play as a team here. They're defending as a unit. That's a double commit, though. Depending on the spawn, the net might be open, and it is if the bump connects, but it's the post to the rescuer, SMPR. You know, like I mentioned, that spawn is the key. The player was bumpable, he was bumped. Shot had to be better there.
You do not get many of those opportunities, not at this level. And Team Secret might very well regret that in about 3 minutes' time. Booming clear, shot set. Does the Exotic, ends up getting called off for it for the booming clear. Back to the corner. Here's Knight, good block. Team Secret happy just to start sending the bodies. Get some blocks. Whether or not SMPR can react is entirely up to them. But this has been maybe the biggest problem that we've seen. Now that we're getting Team Secret with a lot of possession, this one has worked out a little bit better for them, but we're getting Team Secret clears that are landing on the floor, not getting towards the backboard. It's just a handover of possession a lot of the time. If you are going to go for those clears, you need it to be awkward for SMPR. Instead, it's actually perfect because it's just possession.
Yeah, they are slowing the ball down when they've got time to. Not the first time this game, though. We've seen a dribble out of Secret. SMPR playing with a very defensive backline. This is a change-up compared to game 1, but a bit of a miscommunication there. Secret with a back post approach. Actually challenged and outplayed by the same team centering the ball. So got to really just iron out these communication mistakes in the final third. Otherwise, chances will be limited. SMPR looking threatening again. Pre-jump save from Knight.
And now he's tasked with trying to get rid of it. Instead, Chaussette. Just typically too fast. Flip reset, that's on target, but not powerful enough. Once again, Chaussette in the way. Frustrating Team Secret, who have only got 90 seconds left to find a goal.
SMPR continued to impress with their challenge timing. Oh my goodness, Math had to send that into his own backboard. He almost owned goal. But he had to do something there, so credit to him. He didn't own goal and managed to miss the target. If he had failed to make contact, it would have been a free shot for SMPR. So he adapted well.
Oh, is that going to trickle in? Yes, it is. The lead doubled up by SMPR. And despite Secret looking a mark better in game number 2, they also look a step behind.
I mean, that is just a goal that summarizes this series pretty well so far. Secret taking risks with boost management and defense. Instead of playing for the small pads, they're running away to look for 100, and the ball just goes in their net. And it's not always been about leaving the net and leaving the ball and going for the boost at the wrong times. It's just SMPR playing simple Rocket League and eventually wearing them down. Knight with a double tap here, doesn't make contact. Chaussette again consistent in defense. The follow-up shot goes wide from Sad. So many chances, missing the target from Team Secret in this game. This is a game that they'll think they could have won. They finally got one on the board, as they give SMPR a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, I think a lot of us were looking at this, and if Secret got to the end of this game without a single goal, there would have been the major question of how, of the position and the chances that they had received. Surely one should have gone in. And now, with the opportunity to get the extra goal and start to turn this series back on its head, put SMPR on the back foot and see how SMPR react, because that will be a question that will linger over SMPR until they are put into that position. For now, off the backboard, looking for the setup. SMPR don't commit to it. And a big block there by Chaussette. Had to make sure he was there for it. As the final man back. SMPR have got full confidence. They are only sending one player, and that one player, more often than not, is not only getting contacted, he's winning the challenge, which is something that Secret tend to come out on top of. As we do see yet another one, this is probably a better position here for Secret. They've got to turn this into a play. Look at that touch, though, and Chaussette has sent Sad for a run.
Chaussette's been brilliant with his defensive touches. That's 2 players out of the game, though, for SMPR. Exotic's rapidly moving back, rotates towards the ball. That really alleviates all the pressure on his third man. No save necessary. SMPR take 2 games in a row. Now the pressure's really on Team Secret, because not only are they struggling in a matchup where on paper they look to be at least even on, but they've now got to really get their heads down and get a game. If they go down 0-3, absolute disaster. I mean, they need a game here to help them get that preferential seeding for round 2, which will be drawn at the end of this match here. Looks like we're going to be the last match to finish for the day. That's when we'll know what the round 2 matches are. If they get swept, there's a chance to get a much, much harder matchup tomorrow, not against an APAC or an SSA team, which would give them the perfect regain. The way it's going, I think Secret can come back. I think they're capable. Yeah, they've called a timeout. This is smart, I think, because they've got to really figure this one out. Game 3, for them, is going to be the most important game. If they can't download SMPR here, they're in massive, massive trouble.
I'm going to almost be accused here of oversimplifying what I find the problem is at the moment, but we know what Secret can do when they get those individual plays, when they go up to the air, flip, reset, you know, making it very tricky over there. But when that is the only thing that is working for you, it becomes very, very obvious, and it's something that SMPR, skill-wise, are qualified to deal with. For me, unless Team Secret can get these clears to get a bit more power, put some SMPR players in an awkward position where they can't just, oh cool, I'll grab 100 boost and play the ball that you just gave over to me. Unless that starts becoming a prevalent factor where we can force SMPR players further back, SMPR can always position themselves ready for your individual play, and they're more than capable of taking it off you.
Yeah, this is, I think, it's a tricky one for Secret. Because SMPR are playing very, very solid. They're playing simple Rocket League, and that's an easy strategy to continue executing on. And the one thing SMPR have done very well defensively is forcing the issue early. They know that if they give time to Team Secret, if they give them a reset close to the goal, they're in big trouble. So they're not doing that. They're challenging air dribbles early. They're getting out fast, and that means that Secret have got to get a reset on the ball quickly. At least threaten something, some kind of variety in their air dribbles. Because if SMPR are just flying straight to the ball immediately, and you're not moving the ball in some direction to change its course, then they're going to make contact. So Secret need to try and go for early resets here with their aerial plays. I think the standard air dribbles are just getting countered. SMPR are just going high every single time. And if SMPR keep doing what they're doing, they're not going to concede flashy goals, which really limits Secret's pop-off potential as well.
Let's find out. A massive 5 minutes ahead of Team Secret. It's been a few teams that we have looked at and said, all right, you know, this maybe isn't the round where your entire tournament is decided, but I feel like for both these teams, this is one of the massive ones, because this is the sort of standard of team that you are expecting to see maybe later on in the tournament.
Okay.
Perfect start from Knight.
17 seconds in. A huge infield pass from Sad connects with the Knight, who's stuck around in the SMPR half there. Just made himself an option. That is exactly what Secret needed. If they can just try to switch up the pace, I think it's about the bursts of speed against SMPR. I don't think it's necessarily about the consistent pressure. SMPR have handled that brilliantly. If they can just surprise them with bursts of speed, they've got a chance to come back, and that's a huge play as well. Sad actually covering the goal as third man. We've seen so many mistakes where the third man's just drifted out of position. In fact, Sad's in the net there. Another good sign for Secret.
We do get Secret back in the offense. Infield going to be much more difficult to play for this time around. It was good to see, just a different idea, not slow playing it, not going for what has been proven not to work against SMPR. And SMPR not ready for it whatsoever. It's very close. Chaussette now, reset from himself. He's got Exotic. They both go for the bump.
What?
That was outright bullying.
Oh, great job by Castillo. He spotted a chance to stall for time there, take the ball for free. Otherwise, they would have been in a 1v2. That was ridiculous as bump connected Sad with a nice deflection onto the back wall. Exotic staying on the active side of rotating again. Exotic again just showing why The resets aren't working as they almost score once more. It's well defended by Math, who patiently waited for the bounce to come towards him. Secret have got to stop air dribbling, and they've got to stop just hitting the ball straight at SMPR. If they're not changing the direction, if they're not changing the speed, SMPR are just going to keep flying into the ball. That was another example of it. Shawset just going straight for the ball, forcing the air dribble to go over his head. That's an easy one for SMPR to defend afterwards.
We discussed it an awful lot, especially when we see teams like G2, where, as we do get Castillo,
it's
that just
open.
as Exotic. He can turn around to him. Look, guys, it's my first World Championships. I just want to be comfortable.
He's padding the stats there, and he's credited Castillo. He played third man perfectly earlier, just saw an opportunity to take the ball for free. That was a chance for Math to do the same thing, but he just dives in, and the 50-50 wasn't favorable. That's the outcome sometimes. If you 50-50 the ball's last man, you don't have somebody coming back to help you, and it could just be open.
That's the point I wanted to make earlier on, where it's like, the Secret to me are very good mechanically, but they're not very good at disguising the play. It's very obvious early on, this is what they want. And when you're against like a team like Team SMPR that aren't going to overcommit, they can read that play and more than capable of preventing it. I think Secret could do with just disguising it, leaving options. Oh my goodness, Knight had to be on his toes. And they're still up against it here. Shot. Almost put it behind Math. Shawset keeps the ball on. Has got options. Infield pass. And Shawset not on that side of the field. Still rotating in. But SMPR's offensive rotations, so aggressive. And plays like that get so close to going in. Oh my goodness. That was close.
Yeah, not a lot of boost for Exotic there. He just got the necessary touch to deny the long shot. Huge ceiling challenge now for the same man. Actually put the ball past Knight. Fake called. Castillo comes in, and he's denied by Sad, but I love that fake aerial there from Exotic, just drawing attention away from the incoming shot.
Exotic, actually very heads-up play there. Got the player and the boost. And once again, the player is gone. SMPR getting very physical to defend their side of the field. Once again, can they get off the backboard? Almost read perfectly again by Exotic. Here's Shawset, looks for the transition. Didn't quite hook the ball up as he got the wave dash. Look at this offense. Shawset has got the infield if he wants it. Ends up leaving it. Math clears. Knight realizes he's got time. Not too much of it. Pops back down to Math. And Exotic will be somewhat confident that was going to hit the post, but make sure it was away anyway.
Yeah, lackluster shot again from close range. Team Secret continue to survive these long shots from SMPR. The game plan is consistent, it's simple from SMPR. And it's worked for them for the past 2 games, so there's no point in changing it. Just continue to pepper the net, continue to press forward, and hope that eventually Team Secret make that mistake they have kept making in both of the games before this one.
If Secret are going to make a series of this, the next minute could not be more important. Math, 29 boost, what can he do with it? Unfortunately, not all that much. Probably in the position Exotic most wanted, but he still misplayed it. And that is not how I expected that one to play out.
Yeah, Shawset just trusted Exotic to have something here. I think he was running away from Math as well. And he just got on the wrong side of the engagement. Got bumped out of position. Easy open net, albeit quite close to missing once again from Team Secret, but they've done it. 1 goal lead, just over 30 seconds to go.
Shawset read very well there by Sad. Castillo realizes he's got a little bit of time. Trying to find Exotic instead. Great interception. Is Sad going to finish the game off? No. Back into midfield. Where's going to be the third man? Math's quite far back. Pass to Castillo. No, instead Exotic tasked with keeping the ball in play. SMPR, 11 seconds. Shot on target!
Oh my.
Didn't even hit the 10-second countdown.
Oh, what a huge misplay by Team Secret. Sad darts out the net, joins his team in the corner. That means he's not able to contest the shot, just has to wait and hope it's a bad one. It's not. SMPR equalize. And just moments ago, they had a completely uncontested shot from close range to go 3-1 up. I mean, they had this one in the bag. Now it's SMPR's. Can they get them into overtime? As SMPR pile on the pressure, Knight clings on to the ball. I think SMPR will accept OT.
Yeah, especially with none of that 100 boost left in that back corner. Overtime to potentially give SMPR quadruple match point. Exotic drops it down. Shawset, good block from him. SMPR are always leaving that option just to track back Make sure no clears are going to result in a dangerous situation for themselves. This is better here from Knight. Can he land in time? Not quite. Chaussette. Would be a little bit tricky with it. Oh, this is your chance, Knight. Goes up and misses the ball. The boost just ran out.
Secret just missing so many glorious opportunities. They should absolutely have won this game by now. SMPR continue to be the more consistent team by a mile.
Sad against Casio. Sad. Carl Langford 2 ahead of him. Mav's just sticking around here. You can see Knight wanted to get into the rotation. He ends up getting there, almost frustratingly launching himself at the ball. And that gave at least possession and territory back to SMPR. Good play, almost. Well, Knight goes from giving possession over to at least saving the game for his team. Can Team Secret convert that into a game-winning chance? For now, they are up against the onslaught of offense. SMPR just settle down in that midfield, what they have done all series long.
Yeah, you tell Secret just are not comfortable defending today. They're not comfortable with their finishing either. They've had moments where it looks like they're starting to pull it together, but they have been pretty few and far between. It's a good first touch by Knight. He is shut down early before he can do any real damage. Mass air dribble actually does go past Exotic here, but SMPR look the more composed when they're tested in these positions. I think it's all to do with how they're making space for each other. They're challenging early so that their teammates behind them don't have to wait until the last second to react to a big play.
Just loitering around is Castillo. Making sure there is at least somewhat pressure there without the downside of having to commit to it. Chaussette backs down. Invites Castillo into the play. Team Secret starting to match SMPR now for pace. Over 2-game deficit. Is it too late? It's all down to whether or not they can get the next goal. Exotic leaves it for Chaussette. Goes for the net!
Oh!
And catches them out! Team Secret caught asleep!
Once again, all it takes is a simple shot. Chaussette with the air roll gets a ton of power, and Math accidentally fakes out his last man there. Jumped as if to save it. Backflips on the spot in a panic. And the third man who would have had it covered didn't jump. So 3-0. SMPR have 4 match points. And like we mentioned earlier, Secret, if they don't get a game here, are just making life so much more difficult for them tomorrow. Same thing is happening on the A stream, by the way. Pioneers have 3 straight against Veloce. Both game 3s, A stream and B stream, did end in an overtime. I think it was a 6-minute overtime between Veloce and Pioneers. So it looks like if things continue as they are, we're going to have wins for all the European, North American, and OCE teams in round 1, with South America, Middle East, APAC, and SSA all struggling on day 1 of Wildcard.
I think a lot of people from OCE are very happy hearing that right now because they kind of feel like the forgotten region. They came in with so much hype behind them, but as South America rose up, gets spoken about less and less, but focusing right now on what is happening in front of us. No timeouts left for Team Secret. It is what they have got that they need to take forward to get the next 4 games. Unfortunately, this needs to be the pop-off of all pop-offs because the consistency has not been there.
Oh, it's been way off. I mean, these are players who we've seen on LAN before. They've swept BDS in London just a month ago. And even before then, these are players who have put up impressive performances. I think the results in the winter split didn't really do them justice at the major in LA. We all saw that they could play, but they have just completely failed to show up today. The finishing has been a mile off. Easy shots just being sent into the crossbar, sent into the post, sent into slowly towards goalkeepers. And this is a team who can score bangers. So I really don't know what's gone wrong for them today, but defensively as well, really nothing to write home about. SMPR have been consistent. I think Chaussette's been phenomenal. And if he can keep this up, and if SMPR can keep this up, then they're definitely going to be one of the teams in the conversation to make it out of Wildcard and into the main event. We're all talking about Exotic coming in here. Well, Chaussette's played brilliantly. Cassio's not really made any mistakes. They're down by 1 here. That's much better from Team Secret. Team SMPR have another gear to go to, even if Secret do elevate.
Really like that, though. Just made sure that they covered off the extra player. No, they have the pace advantage anyway. Team Secret just making sure of it. I do like that you shout out Chaussette there as well, because I feel like a lot of people despite sort of acknowledging that the last few years haven't been what Chaussette wanted it to be, I think he's right up there for players that most people want to see succeed.
Oh, of course. I mean, he never had RLCS success to match his success in other LANs and other tournaments. There was a time where Chaussette was undoubtedly the best player in the world. You know, he popularized the Fennec when he dominated DreamHack Valencia in 2019.
It feels like almost a myth now because we had such an influx of new viewers when we went online for RLCS Season X. It's almost a myth now of DreamHack Chaussette, Fennec Chaussette. People have heard about it so much.
He 1v3'd Cloud9 in
He beat
DreamHack.
everybody easily.
He 1v3'd Cloud9, who were one of the most successful LAN teams of all time, and playing well that event. They were up, and then Chaussette just decided, you know what, I'm just going to win today, and 1v3'd them. Everybody starts looking at the Fennec a bit differently after that day. So the fact that he's getting back to some LAN glory is wonderful to see for a player like Chaussette. And, you know, Casio as well. We mentioned the World Championship for these two in Season 8 didn't go too well. So this is a chance for them to get some wins on the board, prove that their online results recently are not the indication of how well they're going to play at this event. Is that another one? It's almost stuck in. It's a bit unlucky for Team Secret that it's bounced out, but they've just got to stay calm here. Last time this happened, when they missed an opportunity, they lost the goal immediately the other end.
Yeah,
Can they just slow down here, be careful not to do the same thing again?
That's definitely one of those plays that you just sort of nod your head and go, yeah, those ones happen.
Yeah.
Zero boost, I'm not getting to it. We just sort of see how the game plays out for us. For Team Secret, a reasonably quiet affair ever since that they got that opening goal. It's something that they will take. Maybe we'll get a little bit more loud as Casio smashes it in. 1-1.
A brilliant back post approach from Casio. Always knows that there's a chance the ball fires across the box quickly. He's ready for anything. Secret aren't ready for anything. And that's an easy tie game for Semper. They've just played so simple today, but effectively against the floundering Team Secret.
If there's anything that we know Casio can do, it is shoot the ball. That is where he made his name. As he was getting up through the rival series, he was always up there, top of the scoring per game. Is that one open? Oh, the crossbar
my.
just despises Team Secret.
That's twice this game. It's a shame for Team Secret that things are just not going their way at times, but really, have they deserved any wins here? I don't know if they have, with how many easy chances they've squandered, how many big mistakes they've made in defense. They've got another one here, and they take it. Math puts in the second goal. Just like Game 3, they've got their noses in front. Now, can they do what they didn't do in Game 3 and keep it that way?
There is definitely a world right now where this is looking likely to be a 2-2 series. That's not the one we're in. Team Secret have got to keep this up. Got to keep the offense rolling and keep Chaussette away from shots.
Oh.
But for once, Chaussette's shooting just a little bit lackluster right down the middle, and there was two players in the way.
And news from the A stream: Pioneers have completed the sweep on Veloce. That is huge for the standings here today. If Secret also end up going down 0-4, then we've got a whole pile of teams with a terrible head-to-head differential. And that's not something we expected. Maybe we should have seen it coming after London's 3-0 fiesta that we had on the first day. Seems like once teams fall behind, the heads go down. I think that's why staying positive, the teams who can smile all the way through, the way Semper have today, they've been benefiting so much. Even when they're down, heads are staying strong.
Very easy to smile, though, when you are playing as well as Semper have throughout the majority of this series. They've still got to get it back, and the shooting off the post this time around. We've done crossbar, we've done post. Team Secret, though, unable to find that third goal.
That was better, though. I mean, that was a tougher shot.
That was a very tough shot.
They're missing easy shots, missing freebies earlier on in the series. That was a tough one. Would have been a great goal had it gone in for 3-1.
I would rather they missed like that than put it at down the middle every single time. If you can save this, you're a legend. Oh, no! We were pulling for you, Sad!
Oh, it was so close, but what a challenge by Chaussette to 50-50 the ball into the middle, and Exotic just did enough. If he doesn't force Sad all the way back into the goal like he did, then that 50-50 bounces into the corner. But the fact it was so close to the line means that it does just go into the goal. Exotic chasing Sad into an uncomfortable position. Once again, Semper have tied it. I mean, they just keep coming back. Even though Secret are trying everything here. It's been a bad day for them, but they're talented enough to get goals on a bad day, clearly.
And definitely the best game that we've seen from Secret. I mean, that last goal notwithstanding, because, hey, nobody's stopping that one. Can Secret at least get themselves that crucial one-game win and give themselves an easier draw for tomorrow? Or are SMPR just too consistent and too strong? 0 boost for Sad. His opponent doesn't quite know that, however. Shostek trying to find a way out. Not going to happen just yet. Knight off the backboard. Brilliant from Castillo. Guides it out, gets his body in the way, but we might still have one more shot at this.
Oh.
Castillo's still downfield. And Mav had enough wherewithal to make sure he was around to put some pressure on the shot, but this is not over just yet. Team Secret probably happy to see the ball hit the floor. We go to overtime.
Secret can really help themselves out here by just getting one game. The series win seems oh so far away, but one game is just one goal away. And if they can get that, they give themselves a better win-loss than 5 other teams who have lost in day 1 in a sweeping fashion. They can put themselves into the top half here. Math had a chance, but he's too close, couldn't react. Still Secret with the pressure, miss comes through, but again, Secret can't capitalize.
That's huge for Secret as well, because if that was contact made, hey, we're going to have people scrambling to get back, maybe not in time. Castillo, I mean, Shostek, I should say, can't get in front of the ball. It's rather unfortunate for him, out of boost. Castillo, though, daring someone to challenge. Is that going to go in? Yes, it is! Sweep for SMPR!
What a goal by Castillo to finish things off. That last touch absolutely necessary to beat Knight to the punch and to get the ball on target. They have all shown up. Huge series for SMPR. They were consistent. They came back from behind in 2 games there, even when Secret started to rally after the timeout.